Hey y'all, welcome.
Hello.
So good to see you. Oh my gosh, so many amazing smiling faces already. I love it. Welcome Angela, welcome Greg, Vivienne, Linda, Walt, Daniel, uh, Lynn, Dr. Siraj, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, and Oluseye. That's a tough one for me. I'm sure I butchered that, but welcome. Um, Excited to have you here. What would be one word to describe how you're feeling right now about tonight's event. And we'll just do it popcorn style. Just go ahead
Curious.
and unmute your microphone.
Excited.
I don't know.
I love the honesty. Curious, excited. I don't know. Who else? What are you guys feeling right now in this moment?
Maybe discovery with everything that's shifting lately.
Thank you.
I'll
Love.
I'll I'll just leave it there because it's a long story.
Thank you.
I'd say open.
Open. Yeah.
Also challenged.
Can you repeat that?
Challenged. Challenged.
Challenged. Challenged. Thank you. For those of you that and welcome to Linda's cat too, by the way, adorable. Um, Loving the energy that that's bringing. By the way, Sherry mentioned earlier, for those of you that are in the sanctuary, that she saw a bunch of owls, a ton of owls earlier. And for those of you that you may know that the owl is the basically the shorthand is going to help. That energy is going to help all of us in our intentions for our starting or growing our light work, our healing practices. Those of you that have your cameras off, if you can please turn them on, I would appreciate that, and the rest of us would appreciate that to be able to see you. And we understand that sometimes there are such circumstances that may require that you keep your camera off, and we don't want to lose you. So if it's a question of staying or leaving, stay. We would like to have them on if at all possible. So let's take a breath together, everybody. Just take an inhalation from below the earth and let's center ourselves together. We're in a group field and we connect to the Mother Earth. And we relax our bodies, inhaling connection and groundedness from Mother Earth, and exhaling all that came before this moment and all that we do not need. Just give it over to the divine. Slow the breath down. Inhale your intention for this evening, or what you want to receive from beneath your feet. Breathe it up into your heart and exhale all that is not. As we say thank you to ourselves for showing up tonight, and we say thank you to each other for amplifying the signal. For that is what the intention of tonight is. Wherever you're at in your journey of decision towards or activation of your gifts, whether it's in a concrete form or not, the intention is the same. The intention is to be activated by each other, inspired, motivated, excited, and getting the juices flowing wherever you're at. That's the intention for tonight. It's the primary reason why we are here. The energy of what if is the primary. We're going to be asking this question a lot tonight. What if? Um, so we're going to go about 60 minutes or so. It's going to be 60 to 75 minutes. We're going to do breakout rooms, which we often do in our events, where you'll get a chance to be paired with someone who almost always is going to bring you something really valuable and interesting that will change your perspective with the exercise that we have planned for the end. We're going to end with a fairly deep meditation, like we usually do, which will connect you to source energy and will juice you up for your week ahead. So that's the outline for tonight. Now, uh, okay, I got a question. All right, let's do a raise of hands first of all, by the way. So, and then those of you that have your cameras off, just you can raise your hand using the chat feature. How many of you are actively using your gifts right now part-time as a light worker? Like part-time or in a kind of loosey-goosey donation-based way? Raise your hand if it's part-time or donation-based. Just so Linda. All right. How many of you are working more than that full-time as a light worker? So Lynn. And how many of you I'm assuming the rest of you are just getting started out. Raise your hand if that applies to you, if you're just really interested in starting a light worker practice. Okay, that's okay. All right, so Lynn is full-time and Linda part-time. Okay, so that helps me change how I phrase things since most of you are just getting started out. So the topic tonight is uh, how do we leave a legacy? How do we do what we really said that we came, before we were born, we made a decision and we said, I'm going to go to Earth and I'm going to help. I'm going to be a helper. How do we do that? And how do we leave a legacy behind? And uh, so in order to leave a legacy, there's a few shifts that the divine is asking each one of us to make, myself included, right? Just because I'm doing this 20 years almost full time doesn't mean that I'm not evolving and growing, right? We all are. So uh somebody give voice to like the moment or the experience that you had that you knew that you're meant to do healing work. Let's get a flavor. Who wants
I
to
could
share that?
I could always mention the little bit of a summary of what went through recently.
Yes, and here's the thing. In order to keep this on track, I am opening this up to us, but we want to keep it brief
Mm,
for all
yeah.
of us. So
No, well, like some of those of you who are in the sanctuary know that recently I've been told that I have the current job that I have now, I have only until the 16th of January. But what I don't remember if I did mention, but lately there's been a lot shifting for me this summer. And in the past few weeks, even more, to the point where I actually realized that same day as the eighth fire, I'm not going to go into that whole thing because it would be way too long. But that same day is the day that I realized that my own personal medicine is my intuitive singing. And I
wonderful.
know that using this and I also since then understand more about that hand weaving energy sensing thing that activated when I was at the retreat with you in 2024.
Hmm.
Thanks to an elder from the Mi'kmaq tradition here in Quebec who was able to explain me more about it. And I know that all of this is related, and I know that I feel called to use that a lot more in my life. I just don't know how yet.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. It landed. You've known that for a while, Vivian, and yet there's something about what you're saying. In that moment, it actually landed, and it took that the singing is part of that. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Who else? What was the moment or a moment?
think it was in September, and I don't yet know when or how it will occur, but pretty clear on it now.
Um, what can you give us a little bit more?
Yeah,
What actually happened?
I was at a spiritual university type scenario, and it just became clear. It's like I was anointed with the Holy Spirit, and layers have been peeling away, and it's just a knowing that I have.
Hmm.
So I don't know exactly how it's coming to be, but lots of things have shifted to make it happen, and it's been pretty cool.
I love what you just said. I don't know how it's going to come to be. This is the whole thesis of being a light worker tonight is I don't know how it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. And you've seen evidence, right?
Yeah,
That it is happening.
it's clear it's happening, and
It's clear.
the spirit is moved and moving rapidly, and amazing things are happening that have to be from spirit. So
Yes. Thank you for bringing that energy into this circle because it allows all of us to touch. And when you said the word anointed, you're anointing all of us with that energy and that story. Thank you. Who else?
If I may, I get this feeling that my job being told what I was told is a part of that whole thing moving from up there.
it is. It's clear to me
Yeah.
that that is.
Mm-hmm. And that part, I gotta admit, scares the hell out of me. But I
Yes,
choose to trust.
I choose
That's
to
fair.
trust. Vivian, thank you for that. Um, okay, that trust is the energy of that we're all being asked to invoke. And we're needed now. And Greg, I'm so happy to hear that you're moving in this direction and that you're there at the and you're ready because we are needed now. The world is needing our gifts more than ever before. And some of you might be thinking, or in the past, perhaps, or maybe now, that this is not the time to get into the business. This is not the time with the economy and the contraction of the economy. No, that's your human mind, and that is not true. This is the time, and I'm going to lay this exactly out in just a moment, why this is the right time, because of everything that is going on in the world right now, including AI and including technology that is deeply embedded in why the world needs you and not a robot to do what a robot cannot or an AI cannot do. And this is the reason why your clients will pay you and you will be able to support yourself and you will be able to earn an income because they know what's real and they know what's not real. They know that you are real and you offer something real. So let's talk about that. I, um, I, over the last, what is it, 2 years, have started up 12 new original programs. Originality is the backbone of your career as a light worker. So this is the first, I put this shift first for a reason, because in this day and age, there is so much noise out in the social media landscape. It's noisy. And you and we are being asked by the divine to acknowledge your uniqueness and originality. How am I unique? Just ask yourself to that question right now. How am I unique? We're not going to share, but when you ask that question, you're going to start to get the process started of a download of information. And that alone is that thought stream that's coming into you today, tomorrow, the next day by the asking of that question is going to be really important for you. Um, so let's talk a little bit more about that. All right. Um, why would you ask yourself the question, why would my work be needed, or would people pay me more now because of AI and because of technology and because of social media. Even if I choose not to use it, why would they pay me?
Because they want something that's real, that can be trusted and felt, not something that's mass produced by some artificial intelligence thing that has
Yes,
no soul.
that's it.
They can feel it in their soul.
Yes, authentic,
Yes.
authenticity, and you're authentic. And whether you're new or whether you've been at this a while, the question is the same. And write this down because it's important. And whether you eventually are, whether you're interested in the program that I'm offering or not, it doesn't matter. Um, the question is this: how can I offer my services in a noisy digital world to offer something original so that people are compelled to follow the call? I'll say it again. How can I offer my services in a noisy digital world to offer something truly original so that my clients are compelled to follow their call to work with me? That's the question that activates the energy portal. And in doing so, and now we're adding, okay, this is coming in the moment, to leave a lasting legacy. So the question to you is, what do you want your legacy, and to yourself, what do you want your legacy to be? What do I want my legacy to be? I want my legacy to, this is something that I think about a lot, and this is it right here. I'm a huge fan of near-death experiences, and having left my body myself, I didn't clinically die, but I basically had the equivalent of a near-death experience where I left my body and I saw everything, right? I'm addicted to watching those shows on social media clips on people that die and get the life review. And like, so when we cross over, we get to see and feel like every little moment of goodness that we ever gave to someone. We get to see those small moments where one sentence or one word that we said to somebody else changed the entire trajectory of their life. That's the legacy that I want. That's what I want. I'm looking most forward to when it's my time to cross over. What about you guys? Can someone give voice to what you want your legacy to be?
I'm still getting a feel for mine, but I got the feeling it has to do with my energy and my weaving and my voice.
How do you want people to feel?
I guess back to something along the lines of being back to how they truly are within, deep under all the conditioning from today.
Authentic, yeah, their true self. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Who else?
I would think, we came here with a life plan, whether we can remember it or not at the moment. So I would want my legacy to be that I've met all of the things I planned in my life, because all of those would have connections to others and would have helped others.
Amen. Beautiful. In order to leave a legacy, there's a few things that we got to do. Number one is we have to embrace our authenticity, or embrace our originality, and recognize that we are original and that we need and are being asked by the divine to embrace that and to share it. So this leads us into the second shift. It's very closely related. In order to be original, in order to express our originality, we must release fears about being seen, heard, and witnessed. So that is the second shift. Is most of you are wanting to start your practice, and almost certainly you have, some part of you has a fear about being seen, being judged by others. I'm seeing Lynn, I'm seeing you nodding your head there. Can you give voice to what that voice of you is saying?
So I'm a professional musician and sound healer, and when I went into this world, you know, going from like, I still play classically, but when I went into the sound healing world, that's when I started having all these really powerful channeling. And I don't share it with many people because what I'm doing in the sound session is actually creating these ceremonies. And of course, people are, you know, they're out in la la land, you know, I'm shamanic drumming and doing, you know, the work that I do. And I have not come forth to admit this enough because I'm so afraid that people are going to think I'm cuckoo paduku. And but it is an integral part of who I am. I feel like I've crossed the threshold of this, but I think that's what's starting to feel really stuck for me is that I'm not. You said so many things that are just really resonating with me tonight, that because I'm not embracing that authenticity of where I'm at with the gifts that I have that I'm sharing that keep expanding, um, I feel like it's holding me back, right? And I feel like at some level I'm almost not the imposter, but I feel like I'm not witnessing myself. And it's kind of difficult when you're used, like most people, at least in my world, are a little judgmental about, oh, you channel, oh, spirit guides. Like there's a lot of, I mean, not everybody, but it's just gotten more and more difficult to like feel safe in that environment. And I think the more I announce it, it probably will align with the right people better.
Amen. It is. Lynn, you're so gifted. I am getting huge ringing in my ears. I'm primarily clairaudient, and it's not an accident that you being a sound healer and clairaudient, I would imagine yourself,
Mm,
that I'm mirroring your spirit. You got incredible gifts here that like literally the tone is changing in my ears,
mm,
which is a reflection of you
mm,
as you're speaking. So, and thank you for giving voice to the fact that oh, people are going to think I'm cuckoo,
mm,
or people are going to, and that you want to get unstuck. So that's the thing. You're not stuck. You might think you're stuck, you're not.
mm,
You're here for a reason. That is evidence that you're not stuck, that you want to, that you are moving, you're here, you're speaking your truth and with your voice, and you're just asking what's next.
mm,
What's next, and how can I let go and not let, and this is a question we're all asking,
mm,
how can I let my higher self emanate and touch people and not be limited or contract by the human self.
mm.
Yeah. So yes, beautiful. Now, I want each of you to just close your eyes for a minute, all right? And ask the question, where is my higher self? And now ask the question, when you open your eyes, you've located that. Look around at all of us and look around and ask the question, where's the higher self of everyone else here? Just look around. That's all it takes. You can all feel the vibration changed. That's why if you choose whatever you choose to do to follow your dream, whether it's joining the Levitator program that I'm offering next week or not, it doesn't matter. Whatever you choose to do, you will be given everything that you need and then some, including in income. And we'll get to the income part in a moment. Now, staying connected, all right? What if being judged had nothing to do with you? What if being judged meant only that the other person who's judging was wounded and in a state of separation and had nothing to do with you? What if being judged is the reason or a reason why you came to Earth in the first place? What if being judged meant that you touched someone deeply? What if being judged was a reflection of the huge light that you carry? And what if being judged was irrelevant to how you walk as a divine vessel in the world? I'm seeing some nods of recognition because you're in your spirit body, and that is where you manifest a career as a light worker from. That is why this program I'm offering, should you choose to do it, will help you. You can feel that. Now, let's affirm together, because it's the power of the group that creates miracles. Any group. This group, we're here tonight, we're affirming and we're amplifying for each other. So we all have our intentions. Call forth your intention. What is your intention? Just put it in the field. It's good enough. Spirit is listening and we're amplifying. So thank you for showing up, and to you can feel that you're actively using your gifts right now. And that feels good. We must use our gifts. And that's an answer in and of itself, the feeling we're getting right now. All right, so let's affirm together. Let's everyone unmute your microphones and let's just repeat after me, okay? And we're going to spin this even.
Audio now.
I'm going to spin this vortex. All right. I am inherently worthy, and that cannot be changed.
I'm
Really
inherently
worthy.
worthy.
Inherently
Not
worthy, and that cannot be changed.
What people think of me is none of my business.
what people
What people
think of
think
me.
of
It's none of my
people
business.
think of
None
me.
of my business.
Okay. It isn't. It really isn't. It's none of our business. So we affirm that. So, and
Yeah.
that produces good feelings when we can realize, like, it's none of our business. So stay out of it. Now, we also must talk about money. All right. Because that's a shift. That's the third shift that we're going to talk about. All right. We're being asked to release fears around making an income. All right. So raise your hand if you have any issues around money or making an income or being able to support yourself that you want to release. Raise those hands and keep them high if that's something that you want to change your relationship to. Okay. The act of raising your hand is enough. The divine, and now you do your part. I want you to take whatever it is that is bringing up a fear in you, and take it and just exhale right now. Exhale it over to the divine. Blow it out of your energy field. It's powerful. Can someone give briefly give a voice who hasn't spoken yet? Can you give voice to what the thoughts in one or two sentences, what the thoughts are that are running through your mind around money in one or two sentences? Call on your spirit body to help you. Okay, Angela, I have to call on you. You're smiling.
I knew it. The fear of not being able to sustain myself, not being able to make a living.
Okay. And if you're not able to sustain yourself, then what happens?
No, that just cannot happen. Have to do whatever it takes.
I love that you just turned it into an affirmative. I have to do whatever it takes. You're willing to do it. And I see that look in your energy field and on your face. We see it, right? We support you in that. You're ready to do it. You're ready to move forward, I'm assuming then, right?
Yep.
Okay. So we all have some, well, we all have a relationship to money, and often for many of us, it was we internalize messages from sometimes from other people or from religion or from society at large that there's this belief in that we must if you're spiritual, you can't make money. That's a big one. Or, healers are supposed to give it away for free. No, no, no. Obviously, those are not helpful. We are given a contract. So here's your soul contract. This is it in a nutshell. You want to know your soul contract as a light worker and why you'll be supported and why you'll make an income? Here it is. And I'll share this in the form of a story first, a short story from my own life, and then I'm going to share the contract. So when I was first getting started, making the decision to follow the path that I am on now, it was 2003, and I was working with a Canadian shaman, and we just called him bro. And he called me bro. He's like, bro, you know, um, he's like, you'll always have a horse. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, what does that mean? Because I'm not native, right? But for the native cultures at the time, I didn't know what that meant. So I asked him to explain, and he basically explained what I'm about to share with you now. You'll always have a horse, meaning you'll always have a vehicle. You'll always have your needs met. You'll always be able to travel the world to go around touching people with divine energy when you say yes. Angela, you are saying yes. And I've heard it from you. That's fantastic. So you are being initiated tonight into a deeper, and we all are, and Angela in particular, because you're actually saying yes, you're being initiated into that contract that allows you to have all your needs met, make money, and not have to stress about it. Now, literally, I wake up, you guys, this is not a joke. Every single day, I wake up and Michael the human says some version of the following. How the hell have I worked for 18 years full time, and how have I gotten my clients, and how have I made a career, and how is this possible? Like get tickled by the fact that this has all happened and it's been orchestrated by the force outside of my control. Thank God I've done my part. Because if Michael the human were in charge of that process, I wouldn't be here right now, and neither would you. So this is your contract. You say yes, and you do your part, and you follow the call, whatever that means to you. And your needs, all of your needs will be met, including the financial needs. That is your soul part of your soul contract. And it is the contract, the guarantee that we might call it, or the covenant, whatever word might resonate for you. That's what's going to happen for you. Your needs will be met. Now, so you can make a living, and who decides that? You do your part, and the divine fulfills the rest. The people that need your medicine will cross your path. Look around. We're all soul family here. Everyone who is here is still here. You notice we had someone drop off. He felt challenged, he said, that guy, whatever his name was. It started with an O, right? Felt challenged, dropped off, not ready. Soul family, perhaps, or perhaps not. Perhaps he felt the vibe just wasn't right for him. But everyone else who's here right now, we're all soul family. You're still here. You're still listening. You're still engaged. Now, here's the truth about working in the age of AI, working in the age of social media. You guys are going to want to know this, all right? Because we're going to be talking about this a lot in the Levitator program, which is a 6-month journey, by the way, and it starts on the 30th. Now, you do not need to do social media. You can make a living and a good income, and you do not need to do social media. You do not need to do videos if you do not want to do videos. You do not need to do discovery calls. I don't do them. I I only do videos because I like doing them. I don't do it, and rarely do I get clients from videos or social media. I can't ever recall getting a client from social media. My clients come from uh, finding me on Google. That's how the divine has orchestrated it, or finding me through my quiz. You are going to have something similar. I programmed my website on a lark in 2007. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I used Microsoft Front Page 98 in 2007. This was way outdated even then. I programmed the 3-page website. Spirit told me put a quiz on your site. It was a direct download. I didn't know what I was doing. I literally programmed the code myself. Within a week, it had shot to the top of Google, and I started getting 2,500 people, or I'm sorry, 1,200 people a month signing up for my email list. And that continued for 10 years plus. It was around 2019, 2020 when that started to slow down. And then I had to find new ways to evolve and I have. So you're going to have your version of that. And in the Levitator program, we're going to talk about how to make an income. I'm going to lay it out for you. The model that I've been using the last 4 or 5 years since the Google has gone way down, I've been using a different model and it is working amazing and beautiful. And it is very relevant. I do social media because I like it. You don't have to if you don't want to. I don't do discovery calls, never have. I experimented with it for like a nanosecond in 2017. Not for me. If that's not for you, you don't have to do that. So we'll be working on the model, be sharing the model with you. You don't need to advertise. There are many other ways to create a lightworker career that are much more powerful, much more effective, and the moment that someone sees you, they know that they want to work with you.
Michael.
Yes, that doesn't happen with advertising, by the way. Yes, Greg.
So I've hesitated to ask this back when you were asking the question about basically, are you ashamed to be known that you're doing this? Is how I took it. Something inside me said, well, why do you have to be ashamed about it? Because why do you have to go advertise? Why do you have to do these things? Because if you're supposed to do this, won't Spirit just bring the people to you? And then I find myself questioning, well, that's kind of like somebody that's single that wants to meet somebody and they never leave their house, So I've been sitting here wrestling with that while we've been talking. And so I don't know if that's a valid question. Well, it's a valid question because I have a question, but thoughts?
Yeah. So, Dr. Siraj, can you please unmute your microphone and share? Because I'm seeing a big nodding of your head. Share what's resonating for you with what Greg just said.
I've often had the conflict. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, just make sure. I've been in conflict with that because a part of me goes, people will be attracted to me and what I put out. And then another part goes, yeah, but how will they know? And then I should have advertising. And then I go, well, no, I should trust that people will come to me. But it's the same as he said, but how does someone know to come to you when you're not out there in any form or fashion? So yes, I very much resonate with what Greg said. I'm in between there. Do I advertise? Do I not? Do I?
Yeah. So you certainly can advertise if you want it. And I've, tried it a little bit. It's never worked just like social media. I'm meant to get clients other ways. So Dr. Siraj, what is your first name? If I could I call you by your first name?
Udall. Yeah,
Udall.
this is my business Zoom, so it usually pops up with my business name.
So Udall, so great to feel your energy and the sentiments that you just said. In response to what you just mentioned and what Greg mentioned, you will discover just by asking, like right now, ask your guides to show you how you are meant to get your clients. That's the first step. And that question will be answered in divine time. Now, if you want to speed that process up, we have the Levitator program, and that's what the program is designed to do, designed to speed the process of answering that question up in the program, you're going to specifically discover, not only the niche of people that you're meant to serve, which is we're going to get very specific in a way that you likely many of you have not, but you will also discover where your clients are that you go to them often, not the other way around. That's part of the new model. So let that, no need to figure that out. Just let that sit with you and know that part of your contract is that you will, because you've asked the question, that it's a spiritual law. You're going to get the answer. And we will absolutely talk about that in the program and spend a good amount of time on that in a way that doesn't feel overwhelming. And you'll take little action assignments to be able to help keep the momentum going. That's the beauty of the program. I used to do this program as a soulpreneur program. I started in 2022 and it was called Soulpreneur Startup. And we did it over a span of 8 weeks. That was not enough time. That's why I'm switching it up and doing it over 6 months, because I found that you need that 6 months to marinate in the process. The journey of the Lightworker is for the long term, and I want to provide as much value to you as that you need, because you would not be served with an 8-week program. I mean, the people that took it did get what they need, and this is how we make it even better. So, okay. So now, if you want social media, if you want discovery calls, you can certainly use those. It's your job to trust, to move and shift from from doubt to trust. And that's what we're doing here and tonight. And hopefully this discussion has already helped you to do that. All right, so let's talk about the fourth shift is needing more training and more credentials. This is a huge one. I got to be certified like Michael. And this is what your energy field does when you say that. I got an email this morning by someone who was trying to convince herself out of the program. But she's ironically right. This is, you're here for a reason. So like, you're saying yes already on a soul level, and now it's your job is to just trust that instead of doubting it. So I did a video the other day which I basically explained that this is how we market in the new age. This is marketing right here, and you can feel I'm not selling you. I don't have a countdown timer going on, like those forced manipulative methods. It doesn't work. It never did for empaths. We can see through that. The invitation, that's all that this is. And I am offering you my vibration. And for the new era, we need to redefine our relationships around, well, marketing, yes, because it's just an invitation. And then also the belief that you need more training or credentials. So this woman contacted me this morning and she's like, but Michael, you have a PhD and I don't. And how am I going to make an income and how am I going to make a living? And this is the ego just doing its job, trying to keep us safe. It's trying to figure it out. So what I say in response to that, if this is how many of you have some version of this? Raise your hand that you need training, more credentials. Keep your hands high. If you've got it, own it. All right. Very good. Very good. All right. Now, what if, try this one out for size. All right. What if my own hero's journey, aka my life and my life story, were part of my divine authority and my divine credentials? And what if that were all that I needed in this day and age? And I'm seeing some nodding of heads, Angela. Fantastic, right? You get it. And Udall, Wonderful. You guys are
If I
getting it. Yes,
if
Vivian.
I may, I remember distinctively one time where I told you that I think I'd be able to start now, and you answered me yes, and I still have trouble believing it to this day.
Yes, and I told you you are ready to start.
Yeah.
Yes, and of course. And so, all right, you know, and I'll rephrase this question to each of you and really feel this and listen to it, because there's a heart opening happening here in the group. Some of you might be able to feel that. All right. This is really important what we're talking about. What if I had divine authority to practice with my clients because of my open heart and because of my open channel, and I could practice starting tomorrow or today? What if that were true? I'm
I think it is
proposing.
true. I think the credentials just make you feel better about yourself.
Yes.
To some degree.
And yes. And you want the clients. Now, I have a PhD. And has that been a benefit?
Of
Yes.
course. Yeah.
Has it been necessary? Absolutely not. Why? Because it's just the clients that are going to come to you are going to be ready for you and your open channel and your open heart. And that process is dictated, as we said earlier, by spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I get the clients because I do have a PhD. I get clients that are needing my specific niche is mostly clients that are overthinkers and have had a lot of training in academia. And you might want to think about this yourself, because if that's true for you, you know that maybe that is true for you. The clients that I work with almost always need to just get out of the left brain and move into the right brain. And it does help initially having that PhD, but only for the reason because the primary journey of my clients, and yours will be unique to you, not me. It'll be unique to you. My client's journey is to get out of their heads and into their heart and into their soul. And your clients are also on that journey, but it will be with a twist that's unique to you. And we're going to talk about that in the Levitator program. Now, did anyone hear a Virgo? Anyone here? Nobody? No Virgos? I often get a ton of Virgos for that very reason. But here's the beauty of Virgo, and I love Virgo.
I'm a Virgo.
Oh, you're a Virgo, Susan. Okay. Thank God you're here, because I love Virgo energy. It's so grounding. It's so detail oriented. And here the shadow side of Virgo is what you, Susan, and all of your peeps who have any Virgo energy in you, moon or rising or whatever, you're teaching us that the belief that you need more training and more credentials is often a form of perfectionism. And that's what Virgos help us let go of. Virgo being one of the primary lessons of the archetype of Virgo is you Virgos learn to let go of perfectionism. And that's the joy that we all get to let go of, is that, believing that we need more training is often a form of just perfectionism and overthinking.
I have a form of that, and I'm a Taurus.
Well, yeah, it doesn't have to apply just to Virgo. So I'm glad, Vivian, that you're letting go of that. Two. Now, divine authority, just to recap, it comes in two forms. Two forms. And we briefly mentioned the first form. And the first form of divine authority is your own personal story, the hero's journey, like the journey that you've been on since birth, overcoming challenges and hardships and traumas. And we all, because we're human, have some version of that. So divine authority, number one, comes from your personal medicine, and that is money in the bank. It's how you will make an income. Why? Because you need, and this is a requirement, you must share who you are with your clients in order to magnetically attract them. Because you're not going to attract clients from cold advertising It almost never works. I tried it and it was a huge failure. And, well, a big waste of money, really. Um, Never got one client that I can even think of from an advertisement. And I ran ads for probably in my almost 20-year career, probably for 6 months or something like that. And never got a client from it and spent a couple grand, maybe 2, 3 grand. No. So your clients are going to come from you sharing your personal story, and they will be lit up, and the vibration, who you are as a person, the more free that you can be to just show them your flaws and laugh and just speak from the heart, write from the heart. Now, you do need to find a way to communicate, and we're going to talk about this in the levitator. Now, I have, for most of my career, focused on, oh, we have, oh, look what happened. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Oluseye. You were in the waiting room. We're glad to have you back. Now, we're talking about how clients come to you. They come to you by you sharing who you are. You and we need to decide as light workers, as healing practitioners, starting businesses, or working as owning our own businesses as a soulpreneur. We need to share how we're going to share, or we need to decide rather how we're going to share. From 2007 through 2019, I only shared through written communication, through email, and running classes on teleseminars. That's so ancient. I used a service called Instant Teleseminar and ran the Empath Academy on the phone. This was before Zoom. And so it can be done, right? And it worked. I made a great living full time from doing classes on the phone. And uh, how I got those clients was 100% from writing emails and writing an article once a week, which I still do. I write something once a week, with rare exceptions when I go on vacation. Usually in the summer, I give myself a week or 2 or 3 off. But I'm consistent, and you need to be as well. So please start thinking about how you will want to communicate. And be consistent is the main, whatever you choose, be consistent with it. And I still do that. Email is number one, videos are number two. And then podcasts and summit appearances are number three for me. And those are other ways. Where the real synergy is going to come for you is going to be networking with other light workers. And that is a very valid way to build your business. And we'll be getting into that in depth in the class. And then now the second part of your divine authority is what we've already discussed, is having an open heart and an open channel. So let's do that again. Find your higher self. Now inhale your guides and your team and your soul down from above into your heart, and then exhale that love into the group. Thank you. It's very good for balance to take moments in between the chatter so that we can stay balanced and not overthink. All right, the final shift is releasing the fears about social media, AI, technology, overwhelm, websites, all of that. So technology, how many of you might have some version of this limiting belief or fear of social media, websites, tech overwhelm, AI, it's too much, I can't handle it, I don't know what I'm doing. Raise your hand if that applies to you. No, nobody.
I mean,
Brilliant.
if I was going to do it, I would just raise my hand, but I don't think I'm going to have to do it. I think some other way is going to come.
Knowing,
Well,
can we, you work in the field, Greg. I mean, do you not?
I do as well work in the field, and what I can tell is that especially for the people who write or even do videos, we never know what's released out there nowadays, if it's something that's real or if it was AI built. So that's
Which
the main concern that everybody should have.
and this is why, because we don't, every day I look at videos and I'm like, is this created by AI or is this fake?
Mm-hmm.
Is this fake or is this real? That's the
And it's
question everyone
artificial.
on the planet is asking right now, which is precisely why your vibration and your energetic signature is going to attract you clients like wildfire, even despite the economy. I've made more money, I haven't told you guys this, in the last 3 years than ever before. The economy has been on a contraction, but I've made more money as my vibration has raised, as my offerings have changed. I've channeled my originality. Same principle is going to apply to you. You find ways to be original. You will find a way, like Angela, you're saying, I'm ready for it. And you'll get the income coming back to you in return because of AI. So it's actually our friend as light workers because people are so fed up already with not knowing what to trust. Linda, you wanted to say something.
I was just going to say, the technology obviously is intimidating for me. I think that's one of the things that holds me back, is because of accessibility issues.
Do you believe, Linda, that do you believe that is going to get in the way of you fulfilling your role as a light worker? Will it get in the way of you fulfilling your role as a light worker?
Well, no, it won't get in the way of me serving. It gets in the way of people, like creating a website, those kinds of things.
Okay, so for you, and being blind,
Right.
and right, for those of you that don't know Linda, she has been a valued, amazing member of our community in the Empath Sanctuary for many years since it started in 2021. And Linda always brings her heart and her gifts to us in the same way that you are doing right now. Look at that beautiful smile, everybody. Do you see? Now, that is all you need to concern yourself this moment right here with your sharing your energy, your love, and your smile. We'll find a way. You'll find a way to work around the technology, and you're the people that are meant to be with you because they see that smile and they see and they feel your energy. It's just like it's happening right now.
Okay.
You'll find a way. Yep. We will absolutely work with that. Okay, anything else coming up about this, the AI technology, uh anything relevant or anything else coming up from you uh before we head to the breakout rooms? And we are going to go a little bit over tonight. We're going to do breakout rooms, and then we're going to end with a little bit of a meditation. So we'll probably get another 15 minutes or so. And then I'm going to take questions, um, specific questions about if you want to join the program or any other questions if we have time. So, yes, Udall.
So the only thing that comes up with me for social media, but I think you touched on it earlier regarding shifts, and that had to do with the fear of being judged on social media. Social media is such a interesting phenomenon that when I look at it, that there's so often that people are judged on it. And I think I've hesitated really putting any of my courses or you name it out on social media simply because of that. And so that sort of held me back. I don't mind doing video. That's probably that's one of the mediums that I will be using. A lot of video, as a matter of fact. Where I place it will be interesting. I think I'm placing my video in a different way, but I do know sometimes that I'll want it to be on YouTube or on social media clips at least. I'm a part of a lot of what you've said tonight has resonated with me because I thought it was interesting. I'm on your email list. I don't necessarily come to sessions when you have it, but I was like, I'm coming to this one. So I think a lot of what you've covered as far as the shifts that you've named have helped to even shift me more at this moment. And so that's been extremely profound. I think it was important for me to be in a group of like-minded people, in order to sort of solidify, yes, I know where I'm at, and yes, it's time, and I know what my calling is, and it's time to really just go for it and be this expression of the divine. So thank you.
Thank you. I receive that. We receive that, and that's the synergy. And I am so happy to hear that that is what happened just from one call, that you were listening, you're following the call, and you got something really important and profound, as you said, just from this one call. And that's the beauty of when we gather together as light workers, we send each other to the stratosphere, and that is why the income will come relatively quick. So for those of you that are just getting your businesses started, here's what you will have as a part of the program. You're going to come up with your business name. You're going to have a simple website if you want it. You do not need a website. Contrary to popular belief, there are other ways, but it is a good thing to have if you can engage with that. So you'll have a business name, simple website. You'll know who the people specifically who you're serving. You know that you'll have the niche. The niche. You'll have recorded your first videos if you choose video, or written several original communications to your clients. You will have your first paid clients as the aspiration, as the goal, and you will start making income during the program. You will network with other practitioners as a part of the program and build and go to what we call hubs in order to receive income. You will have created your first professional offering. You will not be selling single sessions. You will be selling, very likely, if you want to sustain yourself, packages of programs or classes. You will find a way to offer your services in a way that feels good to you, that is not overwhelming, that takes advantage of the exponential power that is involved in packaging something together as a program. And you will decide whether you want to work with groups or not work with groups. You do not have to work with groups. If you do not want to, you can make a fine living without it. And so those are just some of the things among many other things that you will have. I'm just giving you a taste if you do decide to go forward and follow that call even further. Plus, you get my commitment to work with you, little blurb for the program, and then we're going to move on to the breakout rooms, to work with you outside of the classes. And that is, if I'm going to toot my own horn, which I will, and I'm happy to do because I know that I'm good, um, and I hope you do too, by the way. And if you don't, then we'll work on that. I will work with you outside of the classes. And that's huge, because I work you into my daily energy and prayer routine every day. And that has Vivian is one of the lifers, as we call, like, she made a huge commitment to do a vision quest in Sedona, and we worked, and Vivian, you can see that she's always talked about how powerful that experience was, because she went the extra mile, and therefore I go the extra mile. So if you go the extra mile and join this program, I work with you, I commit to you for a long time, and work you into the daily energy routine. And I believe, quite honestly, that that is just as powerful, and maybe even more powerful. I don't know. I don't want to put a hierarchy to it, as the classes themselves. You're going to get a lot out of both. Let's just put it that way. All right. Now, okay, we're going to do a very short breakout room. This is just to say hello to the others in the class and get a feel for how we do it in the class. We do always do breakout rooms, which is fun. They're always fun, and they're always like, I try to really make these playful, joyful, exciting. This is just who I am as an instructor. So just share a little bit with whoever you're partnered with, and the universe will always partner you with the exact person that you're meant to be with. It always works that way because it's random, but it's not random, right? It's the universe deciding. Just share a little bit of your vision for your business right now. Um, and it'll be like roughly 5 minutes total. So real short, right? 2.5 minutes per person, and 5, 6 minutes, something like that. And then if you have time to share with your partner one action step that you're going to take to further your business ideas, small, non-overwhelming action step that you might be inspired to do this week to make progress towards your business. Okay. And then we're going to come back. We'll do a very short meditation, and then I'll answer anyone's questions about the program, specific questions about the program. Sound good? Okay. Any other comments before we go to the breakout rooms? Okay. So we've got one, two, and if you are not intending to, if you need to leave, leave now before we assign you to the breakout rooms. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 breakout rooms. Okay. So have fun, and you need to click join room, and we'll see you in 5 minutes, 5, 6 minutes. So a couple of people dropped off, so we are doing 2 rooms with 3 people each.
So Michael, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So I wanted to share something with you.
Yeah.
I do a lot of sound baths in the community, and a lot of them sell out or they get really, really full. And this one that's coming up. So I saw your email today, and of course I followed you for a while, and I signed up for your mediumship class. And I saw your email today, and I was like, I have to go to that. I don't care what else is in the way. I'm just going. And while you were talking, I haven't sold any tickets for like a week to this event, and it's got really low attendance. And I was thinking, maybe I'm going to cancel it, and maybe I'm not supposed to be a sound healer anymore. You go through that whole like spiral. And as we were talking in this call, because I was just once again like, thank you so much for the gift of just reconnecting to our soul's purpose, but I got a bunch of orders that came in through this call. And I'm not even making that up. Like they came in as I was sitting here and I was like, what's happening? And it's almost like I knew when I decided to come to this that something was going to shift. And so one, I want to thank you for that. And also it was really cool to connect with Daniel, who's over in Germany. He's in the medical field, and the work I do is so much about like spiritual and emotional body and sound healing and the physical as well. But it's just so cool to connect with other people who have, obviously in something in allopathic medicine, but where there's so many similarities. So I just wanted to share that really quick.
So those of you that didn't catch the beginning, Lynn was wondering, should I cancel this event I'm doing? I don't have as many orders as I want. And then literally right here, you've got orders coming in today as we're doing it. So Lynn, and this is a question for all of us, okay? Because when we're talking about making a living and being supported by the divine, Lynn, what does that tell you? What does that tell you?
So I think a lot of this is like and this is all about frequency and vibration, right? So if I'm sitting in scarcity mindset, like, oh crap, if nobody buys any, I'm only going to make this, and it's so many hours of my time, and you get into that, you get out of service and out of like your gifts, and you start thinking about the money, and then the vibration's off. We can talk about, raising your vibration or whatever you're calibrating to. And as I signed up for this, I was like, I know I need this. I need to be centered and smacked upside the head a little bit. Just kind of recentering of like, what the hell's going on? And I'm in that scarcity mindset. And,
Oh, wow.
So anyway, so then, as I'm sitting here, I was like, just totally letting go and being like, okay, I'm going to trust that what I'm doing is for the people who are supposed to find it. And I've been thinking like, maybe I need to put on a Facebook ad. Maybe I need to do, maybe I need to do more, like push. And then I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to turn this over to source, that who's meant to be there will be there. And somehow this is all going to work out. And I open my email and there, boom, boom, the orders are coming in. And I like, it's not sold out, but I mean, I'm like, oh, thank God these people are so, and I feel so much better, because before the call, I was like, maybe I'm gonna have to cancel this, and maybe I shouldn't be a sound healer anymore, and maybe nobody wants this, and maybe I should just go get a job back at corporate America and just say,
no, you're on the right path. You need to do this. You need to do exactly what you just did, which is give thanks. Every day, have gratitude, and more and more will flow.
So it's like, once again, getting out of that, oh gosh, what's gonna, the control of and then just saying, no, I'm in service, and these are the people I'm supposed to serve, whether it's 5 people or it's 500. Just getting back into like that alignment.
Being in alignment is everything, and frequency and vibration is what magnetically attracts and allows your spirit guides to bring you the people that you're meant to serve. And this is the journey for every light worker. There are moments where, and myself included, where, like this year, I had to cancel one of my big programs that I was really, really excited about. And it was just like a belly flop. And that's never fun, but it will happen. So thankfully, it's not happening for you now, Lynn. And thank you for sharing the fact that when you vibrationally trusted, the orders came in, and that is all the evidence that any of us need for thinking about whatever your next step is to take action on your practice. So thank you for sharing that. And thank you, Spirit, for giving us the evidence, because you guys, I let you in on a little secret, and this is something that you will learn to do with your clients if you're not already doing it, is that I ask on your behalf. Before this session, I specifically ask for evidence, give them evidence that their prayers are being answered. And people need to see signs, they need to see evidence, they need to have aha moments, and they need to have revelations. Every event that I do, whether it is a free one like this or whether it's a paid one in any class, it is always the same and it works wonders because you just saw evidence that the evidence that I ask for people to say yes, they need evidence, they need proof. Spirit always provides it. Always.
And
Michael,
yeah, I just had a revelation myself while while she was talking.
Vivian, we'll come back to you. I want to hear that revelation. Greg, Greg
just
first and then
curious, Michael,
Vivian.
when you had the event that you were going to try to have and it got canceled,
Mm-hmm.
did something bigger and better happen instead?
Yes, this this new class that
So,
is going to succeed. I mean, I already have sign up, at least one sign up, and it feels like several of you are moving in that direction here. So I trust, and that's the thing, I trust that this program is going to be a success. I know it. It goes beyond trust. I know it and I can feel it in a way that the other program I didn't feel because I was actually getting biofeedback from the spirit guides, from my spirit guides and from the universe that this other program that I wanted to do it just wasn't the time.
so
The
you told
time
me
right
once
now.
to always trust spirit and it never lets you down. And that's kind of my reason for the question.
Yes.
If you trust spirit instead of trying to control, then you're out of ego and you're into soul work. And when the soul is working and connected with spirit, the soul will let things flow.
Mhm.
And
Exactly.
if an event gets canceled, it gets canceled, but it's because there's something better coming.
You know, it's a perfect example. Greg, thank you. It's brilliant. I had 12 people sign up for my retreat in June. In the first time that I did it, Vivian came to Sedona last year. This year I had 12 people sign up. It's usually around 8 or 9. And this year I was like, whoa, amazing, 12 people. And then one by one, people canceled, knowing that I don't give refunds. And that's another thing you're going to learn if you take the program is not to give refunds because it creates a commitment to the program and you want committed clients. You don't want people kicking the tires. That's why I don't give refunds. So there you have it. Now, those 3 people, there was one by one, someone's dad died. Now that we arranged for that person to come next year. Another person couldn't come. 2 other people willingly forfeited the money because they got in a fight and they didn't want to be around each other. They were traveling together, and so there he goes from 8 to 9, right there. I can't remember where the other person. Then we were down to 8, and then the morning of the retreat, I was expecting 8. 3 people were traveling together. Their plane got hit by a bird, and the plane was out of commission. And so I legit had to set aside heartbreak. Like, what the hell is going on? Is to spirit. Well, it only became apparent after I trusted, right? I did trust this is the right 5 is the right number. And it was. It went flawlessly. And the 3 people whose plane got hit by a bird, there was an emergency back home that one of those people, it became very apparent that same day why they got diverted because this one guy is a pig farmer and all his pigs would have died. And he would have lost a ton of money if that hadn't happened. So it's always orchestrated by spirit, like you said, Greg. Always. We just give over, and sometimes we don't know the reasons why. We just have to accept and surrender. Okay, so how many of you raise your hands? I mean, we're kind of doing the Q&A right now, so let's just continue. If any of you others have questions, this is now the time to do that, and then we'll close with the meditation whenever we're done in a moment.
Did you want to hear about what I...
Yes, please do. Brief and concise, knowing that we're already a little bit over
Long
time.
story short, I've been having I knew going on head first in the retreat that with you that I was going to be in trouble financially, and I've been struggling since. And I've been crying out for help, not for this situation specifically, but suffice it to say that I ended up having to put a lot of money on the repair on my cars that threw me way over my credit limit that I would not have been able to afford. and to end up with family helping me financially to stabilize everything, and which from there I'll be able to see a little more clearly, okay, where I'm going. And I just realized that the help that I got, the cry for help, the financial help that I got from my family is the answer to one of the answers to my cry for help, essentially.
One of the answers. Wonderful, right? So you're seeing that you are being supported, and the money comes in many ways. The support comes in many ways, and you put on the Empath Sanctuary as a member, as another lifetime member, that you wanted prayers for finding a new job, right? So everyone, we amplify that for you right now. Everyone find your higher self.
To be more specific, one that allows me the flexibility and schedule to continue with the occasional workshops here, and especially most of all with that like gives me the evenings and weekends to be free for my community here
So do you
where I
want a
live.
job, or do you want an appropriate revenue source to support your spirit?
More like what you're saying, appropriate, something that aligns with who I am and what I'm meant to become, essentially.
So
That's
everyone
to be
take
a
a
little more
moment.
specific.
We pray for that, for Viviane to receive exactly what she's asking for and exactly what she needs. And
I
we
don't
thank
remember
you.
exactly how I formulated it, but it's something along those lines.
Aho. It's done. It's done. And we can trust. Thank you, Viviane. Angela.
I have a question. It's been a process, long process for me to accept and believe, I suppose, my calling as a healer. And I've been doing a lot of training in intuition and healing and all different areas and modalities to work with sensitive people and empaths. And I was pulled intuitively in those trainings every time without me knowing exactly what I was getting myself into, and without me being ready for it, and without me being at the level of the people who I was training with. So I was training with very high level intuitive. So I all the time I felt like this is, I don't I don't have that. I don't, I'm not that intuitive. I cannot do this. So all the time was like, I can't be a healer. I can't do this. But life keeps pulling me back from one way or the other into the same space and same area, and to the point that I think I'm ready to accept it. Or like, fine. I mean, I guess I can be a healer, but still my intuition is not at the level of other people. So I just, I don't know. The point, my question is, um, I guess I'm a little bit afraid to get myself again into that one of those trainings where I'm not gonna be at the level of the intuition and gifts of the people in the training, because it just does not feel very good. Yeah.
Okay. That is the voice of your human self. That's it. And it's just that, and this has been it's just a pattern for you, is the comparison. I hear you say, my intuition is not at the level of others. No, that's not true. That's just a perception. And the perception that it's not is actually the block. That all you need to do is let go of that. And then you will see, and believe me, you will see in our program, if you decide to do in the program, or if you decide to do any other program. But in my program in particular, I ask for evidence, for you to see evidence just how gifted and intuitive you really are. And it doesn't take a psychic to tell. We can all tell that you're very gifted just by your energy alone, the energy and the joy that you radiate. You're a channel. And by channel, I mean a vessel for the light. And I can see that clear as day, and I'm sure others can as well. And if you are listening right now and you can see that, raise your hand if you can see that in Angela, and look around, Angela, okay? Hello.
Thank you.
Now, now, it's just a thought. That's all. It's just a thought. And the ego is designed to prevent us from seeing how accurate and intuitive we really are. So it's just a thought. And so feel free, like tell us if you got rid of that thought that I'm not at the level of others, how would that impact your decision making about pursuing your gifts?
It will be easier. It just will be, it will just feel easier
So
to
do you want
accept.
it to feel easier?
Oh yeah, of course.
Then feel free to note to exhale the next time that thought comes up. Just literally, like, try it right now. Take it and breathe it out of your energy field and just give it over to spirit.
Oh,
Yes. Now we can. What do you feel?
this certainty.
Certainty. And let's take it one step further. Call in and now inhale. And this is for all of us. Inhale your spirit and your spirit guides closer to you into your heart, from above your head into your heart. And now ask them the following question. It's for all of us. What do you have to say to me right now? What are you feeling and sensing?
Trust.
Trust. Did you hear it?
Mm.
You heard it. And that's, are you ready to trust?
Yeah, I have to. I need to.
It
I need.
makes the other question irrelevant, does it not? The
Yeah.
belief, it makes the belief that I'm not at the level, blah, 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 blah. It makes it irrelevant.
Yeah.
Trust. There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, did anyone else have any, before we close with the meditation, have any interesting revelations come to you while we were calling in our guides?
My hand immediately went over to my heart. Love and strength, and our inner the strength within us, our inner fire.
Vivian, I got a knowing for you that you're going to get a very quick affirmative answer that your work is very, very important. And that came through. And so be prepared for big things, for good things. That's going to come through for you.
This plus what the grandfather told that the Mi'kmaq grandfather told me last week that I'm not gonna get into because it's way too long. I have no trouble believing it, and I know that it's related to those energies I've been sensing since that day with you. And the
Yes.
eclipse in 2024, the total eclipse that passed over where I lived.
Yes. Beautiful. Okay, everyone. Any other questions before we head to the meditation? All right. Find your higher self. Breathe it down from above your head. Plant your feet on the ground. Feel your stabilization, connection to the earth. You're cording from your belly button into the earth, into a sphere of light beneath your feet. Inhale from the earth, slowly, intentionally, up into your heart. Exhale back into the sphere of light beneath your feet, making it larger. Breathing down from above, a sphere of light above your head, through the back of your neck, into your heart, your spirit guides, your spirit team, your divine self, into your heart, opening the portal of your heart even more. Exhaling the love into your own field, making it larger around you. We say thank you to Spirit for being with us and providing the answers in the affirmative to the following questions. Show me, guides, higher self, what I look like and what I feel like when I am radiating my healing presence and actively sharing my gifts with confidence and trust. How does my body feel when I'm actively engaged in sharing my gifts? How does my face look to you from the external, my eyes, my smile, when I'm actively sharing my gifts, knowing, trusting in you, and that I'm helping people? What do I need to release in order to evolve to the next level as a light worker and a healer? How do I feel emotionally knowing that I'm supported with a divine contract and that I will have flexibility and freedom when I am self-employed? Show me how am I original? How am I unique? And how will I demonstrate my originality? What parts of my own journey of healing am I willing to share with others with the understanding that this allows clients to reach me? What direction on the medicine wheel am I being asked to invoke in order to help my business and my practice? And what animal energy is important for me to channel, to learn about, to share my gifts? Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, guides. Thank you, higher selves of all involved, for being with us tonight, providing the answers that we seek, the evidence that we seek, the love that we seek, the energy that allows us to trust and take the next step. Namaste. Amen. And so it is. We stay connected and we ask that we take this energy, Spirit, you help us take this energy into the dream state. Staying connected, not leaving the connection, just simply changing your focus when you feel ready. Opening your eyes, wiggling your feet, and saying thank you to one another. It's good to see each of you. I look forward to seeing those of you that will be signing up for the Levitator in class. And if not, have a beautiful journey, a beautiful evening, and a great dream time. And we always close with sparkles and sunshine. So use yourself as a channel, send the energy to everyone in the class. And now take a big inhale for yourself. And give yourself a hug if that feels good. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everybody. Take care.
Take care. Thanks.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Michael. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Aho.
you. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.